So Jaguars right now on Tankathon, of course, great website for where the Jaguars are right now. Familiar territory. I
Speaking
checked
my
it after the
language.
game, and right now the Jaguars stand with the number 1 overall pick of this season and today. Now, granted, a bunch of teams tied with 2 losses, and there are some teams out there that may jump the Jaguars just because they're 2-7 and the Jaguars are 2-8. Tiebreaker is strength of schedule, but the Jaguars do. NFC North definitely pumps us up a little bit when it comes to the teams with the hardest strength of schedule actually get the tiebreaker because technically they're worse because they're the same record, but whatever. So the Jaguars right now have number 1 overall pick. So I'm kind of curious because Jordan, you do a lot of this draft prep. Is there because the way I look at it is like I really want to go big guy there. I would love to get a left tackle there, that the Jaguars can have for the next 4 years. But, of course, everybody projects Travis Hunter to be like the number 1 guy. Is this a situation where is there a big drop off potentially between Travis Hunter and maybe the next best left tackle? Or is it like you just have to go get Travis Hunter because he's a blue chip guy? He can potentially play both sides of the ball. I'd love to hear your thoughts on him.
Yeah, I love Travis Hunter, man. And whether he was a wide receiver that moonlights as a corner or vice versa, guess what? The Jaguars can use both of those positions in a big way. Now, what I will say, historically, from a precedent standpoint, you don't take wide receivers or corners with the first overall pick. You rarely see that happen. I mean, literally since 2000, it's never happened. It's only been quarterbacks, offensive tackles, and defensive ends. It's been the guys throwing the ball, the guys trying to protect the guy throwing the ball, and the guys trying to pressure the guy throwing the ball. So that's all it's been since 2000. Now, I'm not saying you can't break precedent, but and I think the Jaguars, if they got the number 1 overall pick, might have to do that because I don't think a team is trading up to 1 for a quarterback this year. I don't think there's an offensive tackle that you can take at number 1 overall. Like, I do really love Will Campbell out of LSU. I think he's a fantastic player, but he's going to have short arms. And there's a chance that teams just don't want to play him at tackle. And are you going to take a guard with the first overall pick? I don't know. I still think it's yet to be determined if he can really play tackle at the NFL level. We've still got a lot of football left to play. He's done a good job. He's a young guy. He's athletic. He's strong as an ox. I love the way he plays. But again, when you're going up against guys like Trayvon Walker and you don't have the length that they have, it can present challenges. There's no question about it. So I think outside of him, I really don't feel comfortable with anybody at tackle. Josh Simmons, the Ohio State tackle, would have been a lot of fun, but he tore his ACL a couple weeks ago. And I'm not sure he should be a number 1 overall pick candidate either. So Travis Hunter, I think absolutely would be the top prospect for the Jaguars, or should be. And I know some folks say, gosh, you got to go offensive line. You got to go defensive line. When the board doesn't dictate that and you can't trade down because nobody wants a quarterback, what do? I think you take the best player you can. And for me, that would be Travis Hunter.
Interesting. Jason, I'd love to hear what you think.
I have a long explanation, but I want you to get to this super chat, so I'm going to say you have to take Travis Hunter. I do think the Giants, Browns, or Titans would trade up for a quarterback. I think they would. But then you're running the risk of you not getting Travis Hunter. So I think Travis Hunter's the slam dunk pick there. I think he's one of the best athletic prospects to come out of the draft in a while. You watch him play at Colorado, and he's absolutely insane. He makes plays that are just eye-boggling week after week. I think that's the no-brainer pick there. It has to be.
Yeah. So I do see a Gus in super chat. I will get to it in a moment, but I do want to stick on this Travis Hunter thing. So do you think that, because one thing I get concerned about is like the word versatile, because I get, a lot of times you see these players come out, especially like, maybe inside linebackers, kind of like, I forget who the dude was back in like 2020, the guy from Clemson.
Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, Isaiah Simmons. It was like, man, this guy could play, quarterback, linebacker, like you could do them all over the place. But it's like, in college, you may be really good at these different positions, but is he elite at one position? That's one thing that's a little bit concerning. So I wonder, with a Travis Hunter, is he really, really good at wide receiver and really, really good at cornerback? Or
Yes.
do you think he's elite at any one of those positions?
Yes.
Both. Yeah. And
Both.
you bring up a good point, but your comparison is with guys who, when they did it in college, you were like, oh, they're pretty good at those other positions. Like Travis Hunter is like the best on the field at all times at both of those positions. So it's not
Simmons,
it's not apples and apples, because this dude is like a game changer at both positions.
And Simmons didn't do in college what he was asked to do in the NFL, wherever he was. Travis Hunter is playing like an NFL player at both positions right now.
So do you think, how do you think it works in the NFL? Could you legit, because obviously he would play one of the positions full time and maybe split some time at the other spot, just because, man, the NFL, with 17 games plus potentially playoffs, I don't know if you want a player out there 100% of the time like Travis Hunter is. How do you think, Jordan, would you prefer playing full time at cornerback and give him some packages over there at wide receiver, or how would you manage Travis Hunter if you were on the Jags?
I honestly go back and forth about it, man, because I love the idea of him playing opposite Tyson Campbell, and you have Tyson and him and Jarian as your top three, with Jarian at the nickel. But I also love the idea of him catching passes from Trevor Lawrence and making this offense a whole lot easier for everyone involved. And yeah, I do think either way he would probably moonlight on the other side. Right now, he literally plays full time both sides. You're not doing that in the NFL. But I do think either way, he probably is getting reps on both sides. It's really tough for me to say, because I do think from a skill set standpoint, you can legitimately make the argument either side of the ball. There's not one right answer and one wrong answer. There's not. Mm-hmm. So it's really tough.
I mean, I agree. It's not the same sport, but remember everyone talking about Shohei Ohtani. He's like, there's no way this dude pitches and bats. There's no way. It's never been done before. There's no way you can do both, right? And he's had his injuries, but the dude came out and was a generational player. And I kind of see the same thing, because I don't know why. I bet on Colorado every week, because they cover every week. And so I watch a lot of Colorado games, and Travis Hunter is insane, and they're playing good competition this year. I do want to get your opinion on this, though, both of you. The tweet came out today. Deion Sanders said he's going to be real involved with turning down teams and franchises that he doesn't think are good fits for Travis Hunter. Do you see a situation where he comes out and says he's not going to Jacksonville?
I thought that was for Shedeur.
Yeah,
the tweet I read said both.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, either way, yeah, that's something you have to figure out. If Deion's going to try to block him from going to your football team, yeah, that's something you got to be aware of.
Well, also,
would he do that about Jacksonville? I don't know. I have no clue.
Also, Travis Hunter did say on a podcast that he wants to be the number 1 overall pick. That's the goal. So I don't know if it's going to be, because they talk about the whole Eli thing, but Eli, he got traded, then he got drafted, then traded back, and it was a weird time. And I don't know, man. How much is that his dad? Is Deion his dad? I know they probably have a very close relationship, but I don't know. I do know that on a podcast, they mentioned that Jaguars are drafting up there, and Deion was like, "Uh-oh, I don't like that." So I don't know, man. It's what team drafted number 1 overall is in a great spot. You know what I mean? It's it's never great. So we'll see.
I think Deion would probably care who the GM and coach are.
Yeah,
which is TBD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it doesn't feel. It feels like the Jaguars have a new staff, they have new blood. It's not going to be lame duck like maybe the 2020 Jaguars were at the time. But one thing that would interest me is if the Jaguars do not have the number 1 overall pick, and then say they have or actually, let's say the Jaguars do have the number 1 pick, and then the number 2 overall pick is the New England Patriots, and the number 3 team is a quarterback needy team. I wonder what it would take for the Jaguars to drop those 2 spots because the Patriots aren't getting a quarterback. Because I've been saying for some time, like, what the Jaguars need, they don't need a bunch of like good players. They need more players that are like the best player at their position. And that's what we've seen so much out of like, the Chiefs. Like they've had the best quarterback out there. They've had the best wide receiver in Tyreek Hill. They've had the best tight end in Travis Kelce. They've had the best interior defensive lineman in Chris Jones. Like the Jaguars don't just need a bunch of like, really good players. They need guys that it's like when you go into the discussion of, hey, who's the best cornerback in the league? You automatically say that guy. Who's the best wide receiver in the league? You say that guy. That's what the Jaguars need more of instead of like, oh yeah, he's great in this role. He's great, on first downs and stopping the run. Like we need more game-changing players, and that's what, hopefully we can get if we do. And of course, look, we have a lot of season left, 7 games left. Jaguars playing a bunch of losing teams. No guarantee that the Jaguars going to win those, but have a couple games against the Titans. They still play the Jets, the Raiders, all a bunch of pretty crap teams, all on, top 10 on Tankathon. So we'll see.
Here's an interesting thought experiment. When was the last time the Jaguars had the best player at the position?
Probably Jalen Ramsey.
And what did he do?
He demanded to get traded.
And where did he go to school?
FSU. I don't know the correlation.
Deion
All right,
Sanders?
we're taking Azaria Thomas.
Deion Sanders, FSU.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Defensive back.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah, but he's Colorado.
Right. He's an alum.
Yeah.
You can't forget that.
Are we gonna take Deion? Are we drafting Deion Sanders as head coach? Is that what we're doing?
That's what the tweet made it seem like. That's what the tweet made. Hey, maybe we'll hire Deion Sanders. Maybe we'll hire Primetime to be our head coach.
Hard pass.
Yeah, we talked about that.
If you're Deion watching this out there, love to have you here.
Like we say, guys, with all of these shows, we don't really get into these games very early because it's not really that relevant anymore. But we do want to give a shout out to this video sponsor, BetUS. And just so you guys know, the Jaguars are 14-point underdogs. But what I'm not going to do here, I'm not going to go around a table and get predictions on this one just because it's a little bit boring. I'm going to do some other stuff, okay? There's some Travis Hunter props on BetUS, which is who this stream is powered by. 150% deposit bonus using promo code YouTube150. So there's different lines like team to select Travis Hunter in a 2025 draft.
Plus 1,200?
Teams, yeah, plus 1,200. Look, if you go in order, Titans are plus 300, Panthers plus 400, Giants plus 400, Vegas and Patriots plus 700, Dolphins plus 800, Broncos plus 900, Chiefs plus 1,000, and then you get into Jaguars tied with a bunch of different teams at plus 1,200. So maybe the Deion fix is in.
Who do they have other guys for the NFL draft in their props?
No,
like
it's just right now it's just Travis Hunter. So we have team to select them. They also have like where will Travis Hunter be selected? First is plus 250.
So they expect him to be the first overall pick, and they don't think the Jaguars have any chance basically at selecting first overall.
I don't know, man.
It doesn't add up.
They're trying to make money. This is what gambling sites do. They're trying to make money. And BetUS has a great advantage because Colorado still has a bunch of games to play where Travis Hunter could get hurt, where he's not the first pick in the draft. So the odds are stacked against you in even making this bet. But at plus 1,200, that always makes me raise my eyebrows a bit.
So if you select this and put 20 on this, for example, it can net you $240. Those are pretty good odds. So
do it.
I'm gonna keep that one in there, but I'm gonna go get some other stuff. Okay, where would Travis Hunter be selected? There's also Travis Hunter will be drafted as a wide receiver or DB. I wonder if he'll be drafted as offensive weapon or whatever, or just football weapon. Shout out to Denard Robinson. What will happen in his rookie season? Catch a touchdown, intercept the pass, potentially both. Travis Hunter, the break record for games snaps in a rookie season, plus 110 for yes, minus 150 for no. So lots of Travis Hunter props. I also want to get into AFC South divisional odds, which I do want to give a shout out to the AFC South Roundtable. I'm the official host now of the
Nice.
AC South Roundtable. So definitely go check out yesterday's show. You'll see me hosting. Give me some love as I'm kind of steering the conversation. So right now on BetUS, Texans minus 1,800 to win the AFC South. Probably pretty good there. The Jaguars are dead last at plus 8,000. You have the Colts at plus 1,200, Titans at plus 5,000. And right now the Texans aren't playing very good football. Started off 5-1. They lost 3 out of their last 4, but seems like they'll be able to just sleepwalk into the playoffs. If we actually select Jaguars and just say, hey, how about I just put a cool $5 on this? Could win you $400, guys.
Yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason.
Could win you what if I put 100? $8,000. Is that a safe bet, Jason? You're the betting guy.
I would advise against it as the gambling counselor here. 1-800-STOP-GAMBLING, whatever the phone number is. I've never called it, but I would say no. I'd say no.
Well, in the spirit of let's in the spirit of 420, I'll get to there we go. $5.25 to net me $420. I'm doing that. Okay.
That's the account.
I'm doing
right
that
there.
because that's what you got to be on to think that the Jaguars are going to win this AFC South. But yeah, lots of. I'm gonna lock these. I mean, the more important one is the Jaguars at plus 1,200. The draft, Travis Hunter. I think that's a fun one. And
It is.
you know, like you guys know, I got over $2,000 in my account. Okay, I can just piss away my gambling money. So